welcome you with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow, 18 Hours Daily initiative that celebrates the undying entrepreneurial spirit of micro, small and medium enterprises. We brought you part 1 of an exclusive conversation with B.S. Nagesh, the founder of Train and the non-executive vice chairman of Shoppers Stop. Here's part 2. I know a large part of the MSMEs and entrepreneurs won't really possibly be in a position to qualify for FDI. But for the ones who do, how do you suggest they tap into that opportunity?
See, unfortunately in the Indian system, the whole retail FDI has become a mess. It's been totally messed up because this is the only country where FDI in retail has come as single brand, multi-brand, online, offline, retail, marketplace, now food, non-food. I mean, it's a total mess. So this is not a regime in terms of FDI where the whole industry can take benefit. I mean, this is something where only selectively people can take benefit. Unless the FDI law becomes absolutely simple and straight, honestly, very few people are getting benefited. So today, online players are getting benefited because it is more favorable to online. Its single brand is becoming benefited because the foreign direct investment, the foreign brands are able to come into India through the single brand. I mean, it surprises me that an Indian single brand, okay, for him the regulations have become tougher than the foreign single brand if FDI is applicable. So I would say currently it is not very congenial, okay, and there's a lot that the government has to do. I think you have to take a very clear economic business interest and not a political call.
We started this interview by talking about the synergies between large retail and small retail. At a time when reports are suggesting that companies, global brands like an Alibaba, could be making its entry into India, what advice would you have for our MSMEs in terms of how to really take on this global onslaught?
Honestly, it is not going to be a global onslaught. If you ask me, this is God-sent opportunity for MSMEs. And I'm literally saying God-sent opportunity. Look at the 60,000 resellers on Flipkart or Snapdeal or 50,000 on Amazon or whoever it is. There was no way that these small and medium enterprises would have access to the national market sitting from the garage or a small shop or a small factory anywhere place if these online players would not have come. So there I would like to give credit to the marketplace, to the fact that they've opened the market for them. Okay, now these 4 have opened the market to, let's say, 20%. Alibaba will come and maybe open the market to another 40%. Ride the wave. I mean, here is somebody else coming and saying, I will market, I will get the customer, I will get him to your doorstep, I will pick the product, I will deliver for you. What else do you want? I mean, just grab the opportunity, create a situation where you can move from a small medium enterprises to a slightly medium and large enterprises. This is the next 5 years where you can do it. Monies will drive for many of them, and then you may not have this opportunity. Make the best of it in the next 5 years. Don't worry, nothing will happen.
Okay, I'm sure our viewers will be watching very closely for that reassurance. I want to talk about Make in India as well, and what synergies you think small retailers and how they can participate more perhaps in this government policy.
See, I don't know how much of Make in India is actually percolated down. Let's accept the fact that a lot of small and medium enterprises probably have better access to imported, smuggled, straight Chinese product than they probably have the local product, because an MSME retailer is also having similar issues as an MSME manufacturer. Okay, so if an MSME manufacturer is not able to reach the retailer because of whatever, okay, his growth is also limited. So I am saying the environment in terms of consumption is becoming better and better. In terms of the manufacturer, I have not seen too many manufacturers growing and becoming very large. I mean, in the system that I have been involved with in the last 15, 20, 25 years, I have seen brands, apparel brands, which have started from 50 crores and have become 250 crores, okay? But if I look at the Indian population, the size of the economy, $600 billion worth of consumption, I've still not seen even a $500 million or a $200 million brand emerging from this country. So there's a huge amount of challenges which the manufacturers are facing. You may say, but everything has got eased out. So let's say everything has got eased out, but you still have the Packaging Commodities Act, which has a challenge with the way apparel is sold. So somewhere somebody has to look at the whole value chain together and then say how you can smoothen things for all the components, the manufacturers as well as the SMEs, retailers, to actually participate and do well in their lives. But what Make in India has definitely done is it has given them hope of some ease of regulations It has given them hope through the online and the marketplace, the markets getting opened up. And the reality is the consumer has opened up India. So if you ask me from an opportunity, it's a great opportunity. If you ask me from the reality, I think we still to see huge green shoots emerging out of it.
I want to talk also about Skill India for people-heavy industry like yours, like a service-heavy industry like yours. How much of Skill India have you started seeing percolating already down to the industry?
I've also been involved with the Retail Association India as a chair, and we have a subsidiary of RAI, which is called Rashi, which is the Skill Council of the Retail Association. So through that, I think we're closely seeing what's happening to Skill India. Rashi as a retail council has actually participated and has performed well. I'm told it is among the top 3 sector skill councils. But the numbers are still a long, long way to go. 43 odd million people as per the Skill Council are people who are working in the country in retail. It has the potential to actually add up as many jobs, or it has the possibilities of also reskilling the existing employees. Retail has this both, because retail is very unique. First of all, it doesn't require very high education, so people at the grassroots can actually take up a retail job. Retail is a business which runs for 12 hours, 14 hours, and now with government 24/7, if retailers become business model becomes viable, maybe more options will be opened up for part-time. And part-time jobs, weekend jobs, hourly job, contractual jobs. Retail is an industry which can actually create this kind of a thing. There are 2 things which one has to really get on to. One, probably the government and the industry together, and one, the industry on its own. The social status for retail has to really go up. I mean, if I say I work as a salesperson in the retail, okay, I think society should really feel proud of it. I mean, look at it. As long as I was a driver, okay, I mean, people said, "Kya driving kar raha hai?" Suddenly, I am an Uber driver and my status has changed. Okay, I am an Ola driver, my status has changed. So I think we as a society and as a nation, as a government, we have to really push up the status of all these jobs which are there, because then people will have no hesitation. I mean, we have today in our skill that we do as part of our trust train, or what we do for the disabled, a lot of youth or parents who say we don't want to join a restaurant, we don't want to join a quick service place. And when I ask them why, they say, no, we don't want to wash plates. We don't want to wash dishes. We don't want to sweep floor. Okay, and so if this is the culture that we are developing, then how would you actually get into the grassroots of skilling and Skill India? So I would say build the status. In terms of the program, I must say the program has got huge amount of possibilities, because it's the only way that we can improve Make in India. It's the only way we can become productive India, because we may be cheap labor, but we are not as productive as many other nations. So I would say hats off to the Skill India program. Challenges in terms of implementation, a long way to go in terms of building status for the bottom of the pyramid, roles which are available, which Skill India can really make a difference.
What about employability, sir, in the industry? We speak to a lot of the large IT companies here on the Leaders of Tomorrow, and most of them tell us not more than 20 to 25% of all the graduates who are coming out of colleges right now have the necessary skill sets to enter the industry. What's it like in retail?
In retail, you require lower level of skills. Okay, so in retail, I don't think that is a challenge. In retail, the challenge is it's a hard-working job. I mean, 4 or 8 hours of standing. Okay, and currently, youth in the current environment of great valuation, people become billionaires, millionaires, back office, aspirations. They don't see the need to work 14 hours to really do this. So I'm thinking retail that way is a tougher job. Yeah. Basic skills, personality development, confidence building, retail selling skills, cashiering is a good way to start off. If at the mid-level you see merchandising skills, buying skills, I think these are things which can really make them leap from a 10,000, 15,000 job to a 25, 50,000 job. So in terms of skills for retail, employability, I don't think is as major an issue. The issue today the industry is facing is retention because of the lower pay scale. The issue the industry is facing is growth so that people can grow. Pyramid is very steep. For every 100 employees, you have 1 store manager and maybe 2 supervisors. So it's a very steep pyramid. So from the bottom of the pyramid, when you go to the next level, the competition is 1:50. And for that to go, many more shops have to take people who are more skilled. If GST comes in, which is going to happen, technology comes in, you require a little more skill, then we are hoping that every kirana, every small shopkeeper will require more skilled people. That will open up millions of jobs. So I'm saying that people who are viewing a program, they should look at it from that point of view. It's not, you can't just get technology implemented, you have to have right people. So start looking at people who can come in. You can't be your buyer and seller and everything brand creator. Start getting people. Yeah, you may say that I can't get an IM guy, but I'm sure you can get a graduate from somewhere else who's as knowledgeable as you or maybe better than you. So start accepting the fact that you require more people to come into your business for you to do a better business.
Let's take a very quick break, but don't go anywhere much more. We're going to continue this conversation with B.S. Nagesh on the other side. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow, and we're continuing part 2 of a special conversation with B.S. Nagesh. We were talking earlier about employee loyalty, whether for the retail industry or not. I'd like you to talk to our viewers about how to increase employee loyalty, for the simple reason we get a lot of feedback from our MSMEs who view our show, who say that, you know, employees join us within 3 months, despite having trained them, spend that kind of money, they leave us. What do you suggest?
So there is no loyalty word which exists today or will exist tomorrow, because those days are gone, because there was less opportunity. Today the opportunity is large. So I think it has to be more employee participation. Purpose of the organization and the purpose of the employee gets aligned, it automatically becomes loyal. And loyalty is not a one-way street. You can't say the employee has to be loyal to me. The organization also has to be loyal to employee. Let me give you some examples of the SMEs I meet. I met an SME, got 100 employees. Out of that, 5 employees are there with him for the last 10 years. He was a 50 lakh company, now has become a 50 crore company. And his daughter finished her post-graduation, and now he's brought her directly into the so-called managerial role. And there were 2 brothers, and the 2 brothers split. So this daughter asked me the same question. You know what? My employees are not loyal. I said, your uncle was not loyal. He split from the business. I mean, this is human nature. I mean, human nature takes you to where growth is, or takes you away from where love is not there. So I'm saying, if you create an environment of great camaraderie and where the purpose is aligned, the possibility of attrition comes down. There's no guarantee of retention in anything. I mean, today marriages cannot be retained, business partnerships are not retained. So create an environment, to me that is right. And loyalty is not one-sided. You be loyal to the employee. Create an organization which has the ability to create this kind of environment. The chances of employee being loyal is much more.
Is it different for the retail industry in terms of retention and hiring?
I think it's almost the same. The only difference in the retail is the job is so low paying at 8,500 or 9,000, which is minimum wages. Even a 500 or 1,000 is a 20% jump. So the reason for moving away, in fact, we do a lot of research in our trust that we run, train, and there are 2 reasons for mostly people leaving. One is respect, and second is compensation. And respect comes first. And they say that in the society we are not respected, but if a supervisor also doesn't respect us, then what are we working for? So that's why I said the environment within the organization. And there are a lot of traditional retailers where you'll find employees being there for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. They don't leave. You know, and they say, नहीं, सेठ जी हमारा सब ख्याल करते हैं. तो सेठ जी सब ख्याल करते हैं is not only पगार. सेठ जी सब ख्याल करते हैं means, oh, is your family fine? Is your child okay? Is somebody unwell? Do you want me to support? I think that's the feeling. So it's the feeling of creating a family environment, because you spend 14 hours in the store. And literally, I mean, the days when your family is having a holiday, you are Saturday, Sunday sitting in the store. So to me, environment in retail is more important.
Talk to us about Train. If you can tell our viewers, the different programs that you have under Train.
It's a trust called Trust for Retailers and Retail Associates of India. As of today, we have taken 4 projects. One for Pride, which is Retail Employees Day on the 12th of December. And we tell every retailer कि क्रिसमस हो, दिवाली हो, ईद हो, आपके बंदे और आप 14 घंटा 25 घंटा काम कर रहे हो, साल में एक दिन ऑन द 12th of December सेलिब्रेट एज इफ इट इज़ योर डे. जैसे यू सेलिब्रेट योर बर्थडे, यू सेलिब्रेट योर एनिवर्सरी, दिस इज़ योर डे. Celebrate as if, and we say thank you bola kya. So has your supplier thanked you? Have you thanked the employee? It's a nice bonhomie day that we have created. Last year we had about 20 lakh employees in India and 20 lakh in Turkey celebrating this day. It's gone global. The second project that we do is, how do we get respect for the people who work? So we say, if you've done a great customer service, tell us the story, and we select the best story and honor the story. So in the last 5 years, we had almost about 7,000 stories we have got. Last year we got 1,000 stories. We selected the best 3 from the country. And last year this event went global. In Rome we had the best sales associate of the world selected. The winner was from Germany, the second from Selfridges London, and the third from Macy's US. So that function has gone global. The third project we do is skilling of the disabled youth. And I must tell you here that now we have crossed almost 2,500 youth in the last 5 years that we have skilled and got them jobs in retail. When we started, there were only 3 companies who were taking disabled youth. Today we have close to 75 retailers who take persons with disability. And this year we'll probably have more than 2,000 youth who will graduate. Out of that, 50-55% are deaf, and they're doing a fantastic job. Their productivity is higher, their retention is higher, attrition is lower, empathy is higher. And I think a lot of people don't know that the government funds the first 3 years of PF for the youth if you employ a disabled youth. So I would urge that every MSME retailer have at least one such youth in your retail shop, and you see what difference it makes. We also makes a difference to the rest of us. We start appreciating the ability and the disability that this youth have. So that's the third program we do. The fourth one is where we skill people in the current jobs. So you've taken up a job because you didn't pass 10th and you didn't have an option, but how do you grow within? How does the company help you grow? So with organizations, we help train and skill retail employees. So last year we did close to about 5,000 youth across the country. This year we'll end up doing about 10,000 youth. It's a program which probably is one of the cheapest programs because it's a not-for-profit that we run. At close to about 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 rupees. Okay, you can complete a course, and lots of retailers are actually joining hands and participating. This also brings in the loyalty because he knows that Mera Sept here, my owner, is actually looking at my growth and not looking at only his growth. So these are the 4 programs that we have done in the trust, seen fairly good response, and hope we'll have many more such programs.
I want to take the point forward of the training of the disabled youth you were talking about. Any specific training or programs that are directed specifically at them that our MSME should possibly know?
First of all, you should be willing to take such youth into the system. Okay, so to them I'll just tell you that there's a tremendous ability. For example, if you go to Oberoi Mall, go to Hypercity, go to D-Mart, go to Future Group, go to Reliance, there are a lot of cashiers, a lot of people who are doing work who are deaf. Okay, and you see the sincerity of the work. I know of people who have been there for 4 years, 5 years in the program, and who have actually done a fantastic job. So first is accept the fact they're part of the society and they can add tremendous value. That's the first part of it. The second part of it is from program like ours, they're fully trained. We train them for 75 days. So when they come into your store, they're fully trained, much better trained than any able youth has been trained to. But if you don't have such, but you already have a youth, please sponsor them into our program. We'll train them and give it back to you. I said that's the second. The third that we want to attempt is, let's not stop them from taking only at the lowest. Can we help them grow? Okay, can they become supervisors? Can they become cashiers and chief cashiers? Can we grow them? Okay, that's an attempt that we are going to do as we go forward. But I would urge the MSMEs to look at them. They can be a big asset for you. And I'm saying commercially, not because you have sympathy and empathy. It makes 100% business sense to employ such people.
So it's not just social entrepreneurship?
Not at all, not at all.
Okay. Talk to us about mentoring and the role that you think that it plays in the retail industry in India right now, and are we seeing enough of it?
I would say not enough. What's happened is that the retail industry in India has seen some strange churns. Okay, retail industry is modernity is about 20-25 years old, and we have seen churns in terms of high growth opportunity, people over invested, the environment and the business didn't do well, then high debt. That's all gone now. Suddenly online has come in. So therefore you have not seen enterprises which have become 10,000 crores and make 5-10% EBITDA. Okay, so not enough profitability or cash for them to use the mentorship as a way of doing business and help the others. So to that extent, I think it is still not reached that stage. I mean, look at what NASSCOM has probably done in 35 years versus what RAI has done. I think RAI has made a large amount of difference, but a long, long way to go for us. It's a combination of training, education, training, skilling, and mentoring. Okay, if you ask me, are large retailers mentoring smaller retailers? Is there a collaborative model happening? Not many that I have seen. However, there's other collaboration happening. A lot of Indian retailers going through franchise. Okay, and I think that's a big opportunity for the MSMEs that you see. So if I am giving a franchise of a brand to a smaller retailer, in one way I'm mentoring. So I'm giving him the brand, I'm telling him the technology, I'm showing him the way of business, and I'm helping him grow the business. That has started off. And Indian retail future to me is looking like a very bright future from the franchisee. Because India has 8 million to 12 million retailers. Let's say 8 million for discussion's sake. They're all sitting on prime properties, the properties they own. So if hundreds and thousands of brands come tomorrow to the country, you'll actually see that this is the biggest opportunity. So to me, I think for retailers, there's a big future. Both because they have a property, they have the children coming back into the business, and the opportunity is still to strike big. It's just happening. On the other hand, the online players are creating ecosystems by getting all small retailers together. I mean, there are 2-3 companies that I know of who are doing it. And if they succeed and they come from very good pedigree, and I'm sure they'll succeed, you will see some fantastic opportunities which will get created for smaller retailers to go online and connect to the consumers directly, which a large retailer is still struggling to do.
At a time when a lot of the e-commerce players are building their strategies and brand identities on discounts and heavy discounting, your thoughts on discounting as a strategy?
See, first of all, discounting can be a strategy as long as it is sustainable. I think in the last 3 years, what online has done is it has created an unsustainable discounting strategy. And therefore, you find that this year, beginning December, January, I think the venture capitalists and the investors have become nervous. You are seeing more now names talking of shutdown and closing down than actually opening up. So it is, instead of becoming a game where online could have been the biggest enabler for the country, it has become a game for only the few who have large amount of money. So only people who have large amount of money to burn are able to give discounts and sustain. So discount as a strategy cannot work unless it is a business model which can sustain and survive. So any MSME who thinks that let me give a discount, okay, is going to have a serious challenge. As far as the disruption that creates, it has been a huge disruption. I must say the last 3 years, the whole discounting that has started in the online has disrupted not only offline retailers, but also has disrupted a lot of small enterprises. One side has become an enabler because small enterprises have been come on to the platform. Another side, it has become a disruptor and destroyer. So my sense is discounting should be used only from two: creating value for the consumer in terms of price value equation. Second is clearing of stocks, which in any way all businesses have to clear their stocks. I mean globally, but making discount as a strategy perpetually, I think India will see a very, very large major issue, because don't forget, Indian costs are becoming European and Indian revenues are becoming Indian. So if your costs are going to be so high and your revenues are going to be still the Indian rupee revenue, then this is a struggle that one has to see. So I would not recommend any MSME to build his strategy on discount. I would say build your strategy on product quality, service and relationship. Chances of your survival and success is much higher, and there are hundreds of examples that we can talk of where smaller retailers have built. I mean, please ask this question if you know Chennai and if you know T Nagar, okay, Nallis, Pothis, Kumarans, how many times do they do discounting? They have been here for 25, 30 years, 40 years. Sari is not exclusively for them. Dress material is not exclusive for them. So many people have come and built it up. Or for example, Fab India, how many times has it discounted? Or for example, Manyavar, how many times they have discounted? There are hundreds of examples. Build a great brand, build a great relationship. Discount is not the way to build the business.
On that note, completely out of time then on the special 2-part interview with B.S. Nagesh, the non-executive vice chairman of Shoppers Stop and the founder of Train. We'd love to hear from you. Do write to us at leadersoftomorrow@timesgroup.com. You can reach us on social media using the hashtag LOT or call us on that number you see on your screens. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.